Episode 9, Flesh and Fire. 13 years passed. Ishmael ran wild through the tents full of breath and youth. But Sarai, she watched from the shadows. The years had carved lines into her face, but not into her womb. And the promise, still just a whisper, still unfulfilled. Then the voice returned. I am God Almighty. Walk before me and be blameless. Genesis chapter 17. Verse 1. Abram dropped to the ground, face in the dust. And God said, I will make my covenant between me and you, and will multiply you greatly. Genesis chapter 17, verse 2. This wasn't a reminder. It was a reckoning. No longer shall your name be Abram, but Abraham. For I have made you the father of many nations. Genesis chapter 17, verse 5. And Sarai, you shall not call her Sarai, but Sarah. I will bless her and give you a son by her. She shall become nations. Kings shall come from her. Genesis chapter 17, verses 15 to 16. And Abraham laughs. Shall a child be born to a man who is 100 years old? And shall Sarah, who is 90 years old, bear a child? Genesis chapter 17, verse 17. So he offers his backup plan. Oh, that Ishmael might live before you. Genesis chapter 17, verse 18. But God was not moved. No. Sarah, your wife, shall bear you a son, and you shall call his name Isaac. I will establish my covenant with him. Genesis chapter 17 and verse 19. And then God asks for blood. Every male among you shall be circumcised. It shall be a sign of the covenant between me and you. Genesis chapter 17, verses 10-11. Not a mark on the hand, not a tattoo on the arm, but a cut in the flesh. So Abraham obeys. That very day he takes the knife, and every male in his household, including Ishmael, is circumcised. Abraham was 99 years old when he was circumcised, and Ishmael his son was 13. Genesis chapter 17, verses 24-25. The covenant was sealed, not in words, in blood. One hot afternoon, 3 men appear near Abraham's tent. They do not announce themselves, but something about them burns. Abraham runs to meet them. He bows. He feeds them bread, meat, milk. And one of them speaks with authority. Where is Sarah, your wife? Genesis chapter 18, verse 9. She was inside, listening behind the tent flap. I will surely return to you about this time next year. And Sarah, your wife, shall have a son. Genesis chapter 18, verse 10. And Sarah laughs. After I am worn out, and my Lord is old, shall I now have pleasure? Genesis chapter 18, verse 12. But the visitor responds, why did Sarah laugh? Is anything too hard for the Lord? Genesis chapter 18, verse 14. Sarah panics. I did not laugh. But he replies, oh, but you did. Genesis chapter 18, verse 15. Then the men stand. They look east, towards the valley, toward a city known for its pride, appetite, and cruelty. Sodom. Shall I hide from Abraham what I am about to do? Genesis chapter 18, verse 17. Because what rose from Sodom was not just smoke, it was outcry. The outcry against Sodom and Gomorrah is great, and their sin is very grave. Genesis chapter 18, verse 20. So the angels go not just to destroy, but to see, to confirm what heaven already knows. The 2 angels enter Sodom at twilight. Lot sits at the gate. He sees them. He knows what this city does to outsiders, so he bows. Turn aside to your servant's house. Spend the night. Wash your feet. Genesis chapter 19. Verse 2. They say no. They'll sleep in the open square. But Lot insists. He knows what happens after dark. So they come home with him. He prepares a feast. Unleavened bread. They eat But before they sleep, the house is surrounded. The men of the city, both young and old, all the people to the last man. Genesis chapter 19, verse 4. They shout, "Where are the men who came to you tonight? Bring them out to us, that we may know them." Genesis chapter 19 to verse 5. This is not hospitality. It is violence. It is domination. It is depravity. Lot steps outside, shuts the door behind him. Do not act so wickedly. I have 2 daughters. Take them instead. Genesis chapter 19, verses 6-8. Corruption has soaked him too. But the angels intervene. They drag Lot back inside. Strike the mob blind. Escape for your life. Do not look back, and do not stop. Genesis chapter 19, verse 17. Lot hesitates, but the angels grab him, his wife, his daughters. They flee. And then the Lord rained on Sodom and Gomorrah, sulfur and fire from heaven. Genesis chapter 19, verse 24. The cities burn. The sky screams. The plains are scorched. But behind Lot, his wife looked back, and she became a pillar of salt. Genesis chapter 19, verse 26. Because it's not just your body that must leave. It's your heart. Abraham rises early. He walks to the hill, and he looked down toward Sodom and Gomorrah. And behold, the smoke of the land went up like the smoke of a furnace. Genesis chapter 19, verse 28. A promise still lives, but the world around it burns. In the next episode, a miracle child is born, a slave is cast out, and Abraham is asked to take his beloved son to the mountain and offer him to God. If this stirred something inside you, if the fire still burns in your chest, then hit like, hit follow, and share it with someone who knows the garden isn't gone. It's hidden, and the breath is still alive inside you.